I am so happy to report that one of my 3 old blueberries that I used to call the triplets, the one that I wasn't sure if it was sprouting, I posted this in a group and people said, no, that looks like blueberry. So I may have lost 2 of them, but the 3rd one seems to have survived. So he's not as big as the other ones that I planted, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm right next to my other blueberry bed. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here somewhere now. Normally I like things evenly spaced. I don't know that that's gonna be a possibility now that I've got everything already in here, so I might just stick it somewhere in between and we'll have to call it a day. But I thought we could transplant it. So I'm gonna just move some of this out of the way and see if we can't dig this out. Now, I don't know how big this root bulb is on this. I've had these in these pots for quite some time, so this could be rather large. And we're just gonna try to work it out slowly. And if this doesn't work, I may have to get a bigger shovel. I mean, I can feel all the roots that are way down in there. I certainly don't want to break this thing, but we do want it to come out. Come on, guy. Every time I put this down in the dirt, I can feel the root structure down there. And you may be thinking, well, why not just leave it in the pot? I could. However, I just got something else that I'm going to plant in here, I think. And once I'm done with this video, we can do that one. Come on, little guy. He's being stubborn. Okay, so really what I needed was 2 hands. So I got it. See how big of a root structure that is? It's pretty big, and obviously there's some weeds in here, and that's okay. That is normal. We can, we can pick those off later, but I think I'm gonna try to get some of that dirt off of there, because we don't want to take all the dirt from the pot. It's gonna get planted over here where there's plenty. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the front here, next to this other one. I don't know how far down to go here. This is a pretty high bed, so big hole. Let's check and see. Yeah, that'll work. So now it's just in here with the other ones. I'd like to get the roots down in there a little better. How about this? We'll tuck the roots in. All right, cover it back up. Pack it down in pretty good. We want him to feel good and cozy. And this might be a little nutrient boost for him too. You know, if he's been in this pot a while, this is all newer dirt. So this might actually be really, really good for him. Or her. I don't know if it's a him or a her. Oops, we got a worm over here. Of course, now my wood chips are all over the place. That's okay. I'm not that concerned about it. They're more or less just here to help keep the weeds down and keep the moisture in. There we go. Transplanted blueberry in with the other blueberries. And it's supposed to rain this week, so that'll get rained in pretty good. Happy blueberries. So I wanted to show you guys what I got today and what I'm gonna plant in this this big pot that we just emptied. I did go ahead and put a layer of compost on top. This is like a 5-gallon pot. It's pretty big. Let's see if I can set this back down. There we go. So I'm in a group online that's called Grow Share Charlotte, and people put up extras of things that, you know, they are either propagating and get too much of, or seeds that they have extras of, all kinds of things. Last week I went and I got free daylilies that, yeah, they look a little sad, but they're clumps. They're basically bulbs, and I'm gonna plant them around the yard and they'll come back beautiful next year. Hell, they might even come back, you know, sometime this summer, I'm not sure. And I also got basil. Somebody had planted too much basil, and so I went ahead, and I'm having some issues with mine, so I went and picked up the free basil and shared it also with a friend who's trying to start his own container gardening on his patio. So, and it was free. Well, the lady that I got the daylilies from today or yesterday, she posted that she had Egyptian walking onions and asked if anybody wanted any. So these are pretty interesting little characters. What it is, let's see if I can explain it without having it here. I thought she gave me some that were bigger. There we go. That's kind of what the plant looks like. Now that looks very much like a green onion, and you can use them that way. You can actually use this part of them like a scallion or green onion. You can use these little bulbs. They're onions for the most part. And then the top, usually, you know, once it's grown up, looks a little bit like that. And these are little bulbs that also fall to the ground and can be planted. These you can also use like a shallot. So it's kind of a 3-for-1 deal, and they're perennial. And it's called an Egyptian walking onion. And the reason it has that name is that, so here's the onion. It usually comes up like this. When this part gets too heavy, it falls over, lands in the dirt. This part is touching the dirt, usually with, you know, it probably starts getting some roots, and it plants itself. And so it will keep doing that, and it can walk per se. You know, this is kind of a walking action. As each plant starts to fall over, it can travel in your garden. So I have heard about these, and I was really excited when she offered them. So I went and talked to her, and wonderful lady. She said that these are one of these kinds of plants that you want to know where they come from. So she got them from a woman named Nancy Holt, whose husband was, what did she say? He worked for a school. He was like a headmaster for a school, and I can't remember the name of the school now. And her name is Gretchen, and I don't want to give away her last name, but she's in that group. And yeah, she gave me a whole bag. I don't know if you could see. Yeah. So I'm going to take some of these to my sister. I'm going to visit her and hopefully help her put in her garden in Vermont. So we'll do a little filming on location. But I thought what we could do with these is figure out how to plant them in this pot so that I can have some walking onions. Okay, so there's our pot, our huge ass pot. And I'm gonna start looking through these now. Now this one obviously can just go in. I don't know how far down to plant these. That can go in just like that. I'm not real sure. I mean, she kind of just chopped these off, so I don't know if I can just pop these in the dirt. I wonder if I have to separate them. I bet not, right? Because if it falls into the ground, it just does its thing. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. We'll try planting some of them like that. I'll head inside and look up if I need to split them. I don't think you do. I mean, look at they're starting to grow right off of those, so. I'm pretty excited about this, if you really must know. Oops, let's make sure this is, I feel like if this has things coming off of it already, this one maybe needs to go up. Let's try that. She gave me quite a few. Here's another one that is a root bulb. What do you think, guys? Just keep going. I want to save some for my sister, but gosh, this is exciting. I love planting new things. This is just one of those really cool plants that Alright, this leaves a few for my sister. Oh, one more thing that I got. Her rhubarb was sending off seeds, so she let me take some of the rhubarb seeds. That's another one that I've always wanted to try growing. It grows really large. I've heard that we have some issues here in South Carolina growing it because it's so hot. So I'll do a little research. I don't even know if it propagates very well from seed. You know, sometimes things from seed don't grow very well, and this could be one of them. So I'll have to look into this before I plant this. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna water this, and here's hoping that we've got some walking onions coming. That's exciting.